Taoiseach, the Credit Union Consumer Sentiment Report for April has been published, and it lays bare the severity of the cost of living pressure on people, especially when it comes to soaring energy costs. It reveals that a third of consumers expect to cut energy just to get by, while 9 out of 10 consumers fear that high energy costs will force them to cut back on household spending. The reality is that working people and families are struggling to stay afloat. A record number of households can't pay their electricity bill. 1 in 4 can't pay their gas bills, and now they brace themselves for further electricity price hikes in the coming weeks. And workers and families are really worried about the time ahead. Yet they see your government refusing to listen, seemingly incapable of understanding the pressure they're under. Last October, you wanted people to believe that this was all over, and you couldn't have been more wrong. Since then, your response has been all over the place. You've scrambled around, taken a scattered approach, doing a bit here and a bit there, but never showing the leadership required to truly grasp this crisis. What was needed from government was quick, decisive action to provide people with real relief, to give working households certainty for the time ahead. However, it's only when public anger grows that you move. Twice you have come to the table. Twice you have gotten it badly wrong, half measures each time, never prepared to go far enough. You've left people to struggle on, to make do, and even when anger boiled into protest, you still failed to understand people's lives. Workers and families can't take this anymore, Taoiseach. They can't wait any longer. We need an emergency budget. And we've set out clearly what needs to be done, solutions that cut to the heart of the pressure people are under. We need energy credits for households, a €500 payment for people with disabilities, a suite of measures to protect the most vulnerable, and there must be relief for workers. Remember, your budget last October left them worse off. You'll remember introducing the USC, Taoiseach. It was brought in by Fianna Fáil when you crashed the Irish economy. It's a constant drag on people's wages, and even more so during this cost of living crisis. So we propose a permanent USC cut that puts €500 back into workers' pockets. These are practical steps that can be taken right now to make a real difference, to lift some of the pressure people are under to make ends meet.
Well, first of all, I acknowledge that because of the war in the Middle East, which you somehow managed not to mention, which is a war that has created shocking constraints in terms of both oil supply and has led to an increase in fuel prices across the world. Globally, people are very concerned about what they see as the biggest shock to the energy sector in many a time. They're saying it is bigger than 73, 79 combined, and even 73, 79, 1973, 1979, and 2022 combined. So it's a very serious shock to the energy system that has been brought about here, which has dramatically increased prices and will result in a global contraction of fossil fuel supplies, with consequential impacts in terms of other products like fertiliser and helium and so on, which could have impacts on jobs and which could have impacts on food production across the world. And these are very serious issues that we're all facing. And we acknowledge fully that this is creating pressures on families and on households. No question about that. There is an uncertainty about it as well, because we don't quite know when this is going to end, when the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz is going to end, which is key to getting prices down and getting supply reactivated again to a significant degree. You haven't referenced any of that. It's as if it doesn't exist in your world. But those are the realities facing every government across the world right now. And yes, from our perspective in the budget, we majored very heavily on housing, on infrastructure, on disability with a 20% increase, and on child poverty in terms of the support payments for children going up substantially on record levels for over 12, 16 years and under 12, under less than that, but still record levels both ways. And then we did the extension of the family fuel allowance to bring in the working family payment and those on it, which brought in an extra 50,000. About 26% of people now are on the fuel allowance. And that was a measure that does help people deal, not comprehensively, but at least it's a contribution to people to take pressure off them in respect of rising fuel prices. And we have announced a 750 million package, over 750 million actually, which has brought down the excise duty by about 32 cents on diesel and about 27 cents on petrol. So those measures affect and help everybody. And today the government approved two very specific packages for the transport haulier sector, which is much more expanded than was the case during COVID-19 or during the Ukrainian energy crisis, and also farmers, fishers, contractors. And these are very, very substantial schemes. And remember that about 240,000 workers are involved in the haulage logistics industry. I know you described them last week as a sectional thing and that we're only looking after particular sectors. But it's key to everybody, all workers, that we can get goods to port, get them exported at an affordable price, that we can get goods on our supermarket shelves at an affordable price. So when we alleviate the pressure on hauliers and logistics and supply, we're alleviating pressures on everybody.
There was a cost of living crisis before the war on Iran. More than 300,000 households were already in energy arrears. So this has very, very deep roots, this crisis. You failed to acknowledge that. Your budget last October left workers worse off and left people with disabilities worse off. You fail to acknowledge that. Families and workers are really, really struggling, Taoiseach, and you have no response for them except to talk down to them, except to dismiss them. I have asked you to introduce an emergency budget. I have said to you the very, very specific measures that we in Sinn Féin believe that need to be taken: energy credits, supports, including a disability payment, and critically, a permanent cut in respect of the USC. These are the things that need to happen if you are to be serious about assisting people in a time of crisis. Are you serious? Are you listening?
Deputy, what you've outlined is something for everybody. Everybody. It could be 4 or 5 billion in terms of what you announced. You didn't cost it. I think it's about 3.5 billion. You say that, but say what is the cost? I'd say this is around 5 billion. You will. The bottom line is here. We have spent 700. We've allocated 750 million already, and there's a budget in October. And it's about time. You know, we need to also bear in mind in terms of how best we target the resources we have. We don't have money in the bottom of a drawer like you're suggesting. Much of that surplus is in the Future Ireland Fund and is in the Infrastructure Nature Fund, unless you're advocating we take it out of the funds. So you need to clarify that. But that money has been put aside, and a lot of it is being invested in the economy, in jobs and in housing right now.
Deputy Ivana Bacik.
Since the outset of Trump's illegal war on Iran and in the Middle East, and with no end in sight to Russia's bombardment of Ukraine, things have got worse. And you've rightly just described the situation we're in as a massive global energy shock. But in this shock, struggling households are left wondering when they will get some real reprieve from your government. PAYE workers are not seeing the benefit of a multi-million euro sectoral support package. Taoiseach, in response to my Labour colleague Jed Nash's question last week, the Taoiseach ruled out a mini-budget for our communities. Today, we're told that officials are scrambling to design one-off supports, retrofit grants, energy tweaks, all signs pointing to a sort of mini-budget. As the saying goes, if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it might just be a duck. But in this case, a very lame duck, Taoiseach. Very lame, because what we're seeing is not a coherent plan. You talk about a strategic response. Where's the strategy in the series of ad hoc measures you're formulating? They appear to be cobbled together in response to political pressure. To borrow another animal metaphor, you're playing whack-a-mole. You've no clear vision for how to support working families through this deepening cost of living and energy crisis. Would it not be more honest to call your response what it is, a mini-budget but released in segments? Call it what it is, let people then judge it on its merits. Families are already stretched to breaking point. You know there are more than 320,000 households in arrears on electricity, 180,000 behind on gas bills, highest levels on record. Homeless figures, highest on record. Grocery prices rising week on week. Insurance, housing, education costs all up. And what has your government done? You've withdrawn energy credits without putting any cushion in place for households. You've failed to index tax bans, as Labour had sought. You've left PAYE workers footing the bill for sectoral payoffs and VAT cuts. There's no evidence they will achieve anything other than costing the exchequer. And now, as inflation threatens to surge again, the Finance Minister is kite-flying. So, Taoiseach, people see through this. They see a government that can find €750 million for sectoral supports while telling households to tighten their belts. They hear your talk of tax breaks on wealth, and they're struggling to find the money to cover food and heating costs at the end of the month. And that's why your approach is so frustrating. If you're doing a mini-budget in all but name, why not bring forward a coherent package? Why not take the options that we've proposed? A windfall tax on excess energy profits of big companies, a renewables revolution to end reliance on fossil fuels, targeted energy credits for working households and indexation of tax bans. Systemic change, not just token measures. Taoiseach, why won't you just introduce a mini-budget, a coherent package that gives support to struggling households?
Taoiseach, please.
First of all, we will not be introducing a mini-budget. And could I say to you at the outset that we have taken the strategic approach to this. The most fundamental approach we should take is an understanding of the impacts of this, not just the immediate impacts of this, but the medium-term impacts on our overall economic life, in terms of the impact on jobs, potentially, in terms of the impact on prices and so on. So we've announced $750 million. There is general relief in terms of the reductions in excise duty on diesel and petrol, which benefits PAYE and all workers and everybody who uses their car and so forth. And then there's a targeted approach in terms of families on low incomes, in terms of the extension, as we did, of the fuel allowance. And then in terms of food production and everything to do with food production, and also in terms of the broader haulage, logistics, supply industry, which is critical for all of us. Now, that is being strategic. Because we're an exporting island, small island, we export 90% of what we produce. And so it's essential that the logistics, supply chain, haulage is enabled to do its business and assisted in doing that in terms of the measures that we're bringing in and that were approved by government today, but were announced, as you know, as part of the $750 million package. And they will mean a lot for hauliers. They'll mean a lot for people who transport goods and services. And also it'll mean a lot for fishers, for example, who need support and need help. Farmers and indeed contractors, and in the general public through the reduction in excise duties itself.